Today I'm looking at John chapter 5, the first 14 verses. This is the account of Jesus' encounter with the invalid man at the pool of Bethesda. Amazing story. Another one of Jesus' early miracles performed in a public space. There was a man who had been an invalid for 38 years, and he was a part of a gathering of sick people at the pool of Bethesda, which, as tradition holds, was a pool that was associated with healing. Jesus approaches the man and says to him, "Do you want to get well?" And the man replies by saying, "Sir, I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred." Jesus says to him, "Get up, pick up the mat." And he was cured. All the people in that area knew about this man. He'd been an invalid his whole life. And suddenly Jesus walks into the scene and heals him, and his body is restored. I have been thinking about this account quite a bit. And the thing that jumped off the page to me right away was Jesus' question to the man. It said, "Do you want to get well?" And this is a question I think that's important for us to consider today for ourselves in our lives. I recently had a kind of a health crisis a few months ago. I got very sick, and as a part of the treatment for my illness, I had to give some stuff up. It was a digestive issue, and so I had to give up some things that I really liked. And when I was laying in bed with really, really bad stomach cramps and just kind of suffering overnight, I was praying that God would make me well. If Jesus had walked up to my bedside and asked me, "Do you want to get well?" my answer would have been, without hesitation, "Yes, God, please make me better." And fortunately, within a day or two, I was able to get some medical attention, and God healed me through the help of physicians. And like I said, this sort of change in regimen in my diet. But there's a question behind the question here, I think. And it was one that I asked myself during this time, and I'm continuing to today. And that question is, do you know that you're sick? Or to put it another way, do you understand that you need healing? I think when we are suffering, we have an immediate need for healing. We understand that we're sick and that we need healing. We need to get better. But actually, I think there are a lot of times in our lives where we are experiencing illness that we're not even aware of. We're in caustic relationships or abusive relationships that we understand are bad for us, but maybe we don't see a way out or freedom from that. We're just adapting and trying to survive in the midst of those things. Maybe we have an addiction that we struggle with, but we love the thing we're addicted to and we hate it at the same time. And so there's a sense of needing to be healed from it, but not realizing how urgent that need is. And I think that, there are relationship struggles that we deal with a lot. Times that we maybe are treating others as objects rather than as persons. And we don't even realize we're doing it. And that's something that we need to be healed of. Or maybe there are thoughts that we have about God, or thoughts that we have about others that aren't really in alignment with His goodwill and in alignment with the way that He's called us to love others. Those are things that we need to be healed of. But if we don't understand that we're sick, then we can't ask Jesus to heal us. And so I think that as he approached this man and he asked the question, "Do you want to get well?" I think that the lingering question behind that for the ages is, Do you realize that I'm here for you to heal every disease, to heal every addiction, to heal every sin in your life? And so I just want to leave us with that today, that as you walk through this day and the days to come, that you'll pause for a moment. You'll thank God for ways that He's restored your life. You'll reflect on times that you've been sick and that He has healed you. But also that you'll spend some time in confession, spend some time in repentance, to think about the ways that He might be shining a light on your life and revealing to you things that need to change, parts of your life that need healing, that maybe you're denying are there, or perhaps you just don't know how to ask for that healing. And this brings us back to the reason for Jesus coming in the first place. We are locked into a life of sickness in our minds and in our hearts and in our bodies as we walk through this earthly life. But Jesus came to save us from all that. He came to bring salvation and restoration to the earth, and we're a part of that story. And so we need to just remember that wherever we are, Christ approaches us with this question: do you want to get well? And I believe that my answer every time is going to be yes, Lord. And I pray that it would be yours as well. God bless you.